Welcome to Sportsline, brought to you by Ace Hardware, New Kensington, AKLC Studios in Leechburg, Arnold Furniture, 5th Avenue, Buffalo Bills, New Kensington, Fazio's Deli and Meats in Arnold, Highland Tire, Toronto and Natrona Heights, Mattio's Pizza and Subs, Brackenridge Heights, Resevich Family Funeral Homes, Lower Borough in Arnold, 380 Discount Warehouse, Murraysville, Tower Auto in Blawnox, and Westmoreland Insurance Services of New Kensington. Thanks for having with us, folks. Welcome to another edition of Sports World. And Sportsline, did I say Sports World?
You did. You did that last. You did that last week too, Bob. That's shameless cross promotion.
I love the audience here tonight.
Shameless cross promotion on your part.
I plugged my radio show by accident. Anyway, folks, a lot to talk about. The Steelers have their first exhibition game under their belts, and I'm proud to say I didn't watch one single play.
I watched every second.
Well, good for you.
So if anybody wants to talk about it, I'm here for you.
I'm sorry, folks. I just can't do.
I love exhibition football, but it doesn't have anything to do with
110-man roster.
It doesn't have 90. It doesn't have anything to do with exhibition football. Why I love exhibition football. It's a reason to get together with people and visit.
Well,
and have
okay,
fun.
yeah, that's different. Anyway, we have plenty to talk about here tonight between the Pirates. There's an interesting ruling made by a judge. The NCAA is appealing.
The Ed O'Bannon case, which
but I
find
think
very
the kids have a case.
Kids have a right. You have a right to that. I'm sorry.
But, as you said.
Well, the NCAA feels that if you pay a kid $1, that 85,000 people, will all 85,000 of them will stop going to Alabama games. That's not going to happen.
Anyway, our number, by the way, if you want to join us via the telephone, 724-236-0430. That's the number. We have a nice-sized audience here tonight.
We do. Alan Fanek is here, or David DeCastro, or somebody. I don't know. I didn't see the back of the jersey. It's an Alan Fanek jersey.
Ah, Alan Fanek.
Bob, the day Alan Fanek signed his first contract with the Steelers, a group of us from the old Constitution Boulevard address were at camp that night at the night practice at Latrobe High School. And I was standing from media away from Bill Cowher with the microphone like this when he said, "We've signed Alan Fanek and we're going to have him back at St. Vincent's for his first press conference." And we raced back there through the back roads and we're first there with our camera set up. So we were there. That's my Alan Fanek story, and that's a long time ago.
It is. All right, folks, let's take a look at the rules and regulations on winning a prize here tonight. You don't have to participate in the trivia portion of it. That's an option, but most people do. You can win a prize every other week at your household address, and the Grand Salami or the Mystery Profile can be won only once in a calendar month. Plus, we want you to try the Mystery Profile no more than once a month. You have 15 seconds to answer the multiple choice questions, 20 for the Grand Salami, and that is a tough one to do. Tony won a big one last week, did he not? He won another number 28.
What did we say? It was number 28.
28.
Yeah.
His 28th Grand Salami. If Tony ever wound up on the coroner slab, you know what they'd count? Salamis.
They're counted by salamis.
DoubleDribbleBob.com has the answers to the trivia questions. That's my website, and of course I do the radio show on the weekends on sports history and sports nostalgia. WAVL is the station, and they're on the AM dial. Remember that? The AM dial, 910 on the dial. Okay, we're going to take a break. Mike and I will come back. We have Tony on the phone. Then when Tony's finished, we have John is here.
We have an audience.
And I don't know. I don't think I know the other gentleman back there. Do I? No.
Nope.
Okay. Tough to see against the lights as well. So we'll take a break, folks. We're coming back right after this. Since 1914, the local area has relied on the Resevich family of funeral homes in deepest times of need. The Resevich family is the oldest established name in the funeral profession in the AK Valley, now 100 years strong and still doing things right. Its reputation and unquestionable service now continues with the fourth generation. The Resevich family of funeral homes, 5th Avenue Arnold and Leechburg Road in Lower Borough.
AKLC Studios LLC is the place for your video and multimedia needs. Let AKLC Studios produce a unique television commercial for your business. At your location or in our studios, we're here to meet your needs. Ever want your own television show? Let us show you how. AKLC Studios LLC can even tape your special events and weddings. Whatever your multimedia need, call AKLC Studios LLC in Leechburg today. Professional quality at hometown prices. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Visit 380 Auction and Discount Warehouse in Murraysville for low discount pricing and a huge variety of inventory that changes weekly. We have everything from new name brand furniture and mattresses to tools, automotive supplies, utility trailers, pet supplies, and all season merchandise. Plus, our lawn and garden center has the best variety of seasonal plants, shrubs, mulch, and more. It's all under one roof at discount prices. 380 Auction and Discount Warehouse is open Tuesday through Sunday in Murraysville. Call us or visit shop380.com.
By the way, if you're shopping for a pre-owned vehicle, my advice would be to go to Tower Auto. Sales are located on Freeport Road in Blawnox. Mike Fanto runs the show down there. He's been there for quite a while. You know, they've been at the same location for 40 years. The number to call if you wish, 412-828-6202. The nice thing about Tower Auto, 3 indoor showrooms, and they show off some classy automobiles. Okay, just buy it at Tower Auto. Michael, one of the things I hope our audience brings up here tonight, the problems that Clint Hurdle will have once Walker is healthy and McCutcheon is back.
Trust me,
he'll
take those problems over the ones he has now.
Exactly.
Because they put McCutcheon on the disabled list today, which is a week too late. But at least they did it, and at least that won't. At least now that he is on the disabled list and he can't come back until I would guess a week from today now, taking the 7 days that he's already missed. Mm-hmm. At least that won't. They won't want to rush him back. Say, like on Thursday or Friday, if they thought that, you know, he might be able to go, that they can take their time with it. And since he can't play in a game till next Monday or Tuesday or whenever it is, that, you know, at least they can be a little more careful about the situation. And Walker's back. I said it here last Monday. Hey, you know, that it's once a disc, always a disc, I've been told, until it's surgically repaired. And
hopefully that'll be something they'll work out in the off season and make it quick.
He should have done it 2 years ago is what he should have done, but that's at least, it's not my back, so I can't tell somebody to have an operation.
All right, let's go to Tony and kick it off tonight. Tony, welcome to the program.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
When's the hockey season start?
That's a great question. They should be in camp soon, early September.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, the season starts on April 15th, exactly. Thanks, Paul.
Yeah. Well, watch that exhibition game, if you want to call it that.
Uh-huh.
Seen the same tendencies they had last year, the year before, ever since, you know, our brilliant coach got here and our brilliant offensive coordinator. I'm going to ask you some questions, both of you. You just say yes or no, okay?
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Let me practice. Yes.
No.
All right. Did Ben go in for just one series?
Oh, say that again, Tom?
Did Ben go in just for one series?
One series.
That's what was said, 4 plays.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, tendency. Every year he does that. One series, he's out. Next game, maybe 2 series, he's out. Never ready for opening day. When was the last time he had a blockbuster opening day? We went out there, threw for a lot of yardage, and scored a lot of points. Can you remember? I can't.
I can't either. Hey, Tony, do you have your TV on volume?
Do I have what?
Your TV on in the background. We're getting tons of feedback.
Okay, how about now?
Excellent, thank you.
Okay, I could barely hear you guys, too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's your fault.
It is. It is. Well, here's what I will say. You know, a lot of the teams that do go out and score 1 billion points in week one and have done it for many, many years didn't play their quarterback at all this weekend. Tom Brady didn't play. You know, there were a lot of great quarterbacks that never even got on the field in the first game. So I don't think that
I
has anything to
understand
do
it, but
with
I'm not worried about Tom Brady or anybody else. I'm worried about Ben needs, after all these years, needs work throughout the exhibition season. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
All right. Now, did they lose? Yes.
Yes.
All right. They lost 4 last year. I don't know the year before. It doesn't seem like they care about winning, and that is last on my tendency list. Believe me, that's the lowest.
Right.
Okay. All right. All right. They took that drive. They had one pass, for 15 yards. Then they hit that little bubble screen and went down into the red zone. Correct?
Correct.
All right. What did we do? Run. Threw a flare pass out to a guy that looked like he had a tarp over him because I couldn't even see him. He was so well covered.
He threw a fade to a guy as tall as me.
All right.
That's exactly what they did. They threw a fade pass to a guy
right?
as tall as me. Nice call.
And what do? Tendencies, we kick our little field goal like we always do.
Right.
We have 6'4". We had the big tight ends. We have this. Why? We don't throw to the end zone. Another tendency they've been doing year after year, especially when Haley's here. Believe me, they ran him out of Kansas right into Pittsburgh, and that's the worst mistake. And as far as field goals concerned, I wish they passed a rule that all field goals must be kicked from 50 yards. So then maybe we can figure a way to get into the end zone.
Well, I'll tell you what irritated me more than that was I think it might have been the second or third time they had the ball, that they punted for no apparent reason from like the 35-yard line, just because they wanted to give this guy a shot. I mean, his first 3 punts for less than 30 yards, it's not going to work. I don't know why they punted there. I thought they should have gone for it.
Well, sure they should have, but that's another one.
Back to your tendencies again.
Right, and then did Ben get pressure from the left side again? All the quarterbacks went and got pressure from the left side.
Oh, I know Greg Howski did.
Yeah,
especially the first series that he was in there. But I'll tell you what, Adam settled down. I thought he was fine the whole rest of the time he was in there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so but they have a good guy there to fix it. Okay, their coach.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
Okay,
Mike Munchak is a definite upgrade.
He can fix it if he has the material to fix it. So I don't know. That'll be up in the air.
I think they're lying.
All right, did we give a big play down the middle of the field, whether it's a run or pass?
That was the worst.
Well, hey, we do that all the time.
Like
tendencies, we don't correct anything. You understand? You see where I'm getting? I know it's just, but we do it during the regular season, year after year. All these tendencies, that's what I look at a game. Then I just shake my head. It's the same stuff. They never correct.
Yeah, it was the same. And here's the interesting part. Now, they told us that when they signed this Mitchell, the safety from Carolina, who was very fast, so fast, in fact, that when the Raiders drafted him, because Al Davis was still alive and running the show then, that he drafted him higher than they thought he should have been drafted because he was so fast. Mm-hmm. That guy was making up ground on him there on that long touchdown. Did you notice that? Now, I don't know
if it was another 30 yards, you might have caught him.
I don't know. No, I meant that the running back was gaining ground on Mitchell. He wasn't making up any ground
at all. That's what I mean.
All.
I mean, maybe if it ran another 30 yards, you might have caught him. You might have run out of gas.
Well, I was figuring that maybe because he was injured before, he didn't want to push it. But I thought that guy was supposed to be fast. I was highly disappointed.
There's another tendency that we've been falling into. It almost cost us a Super Bowl. You remember Fitzgerald catching that one over the middle?
Right down the middle,
cost with who was it? The Jets with Lambeau or whatever his Hambone. He threw that pass over the middle. Looked very familiar. Tebow.
Oh,
who did he play for? Was that last year when he beat us?
Yeah,
that was Denver. That was Denver.
He threw that
Denver. That's right. Okay, I forgot.
Thomas. Yeah.
Okay, there's another. We haven't correct that. Okay, now let's go to this one. Our defense comes up with a brilliant play. We score a touchdown and go ahead. Right?
And let them straight down the field.
Right. We go ahead. Then what happens? Look, you can watch films of this for the last few years, and the same thing, right?
Well,
80-yard drive on the next possession by the Giants with their second or third string quarterback in. Throwing the ball all over the place, making all kind of plays, right down the field. Then they line up, and I look to the left, and there is a 6'4", 6'5" receiver on Johnny Palaio's watching him, 4'5". I said, here we go. Here's 6. Boom, hit him, touchdown, game over. Tennessee, same thing
No wonder,
over and
by the way, if
over
it was
and
Johnny
over.
Polito, no wonder he couldn't catch him. He was carrying that accordion.
You know,
Monica.
LeBeau gives the defense gives up all the big plays. Every time we go ahead, you can be sure that team's going to take it right down our throat,
That was
whether
pretty
it's
funny.
80 yards or 90 yards or what. So that's all I'm saying. That's what I watch in the game, to see their tendencies, and it's not fixed.
Okay,
Same crap.
so what we're looking for this coming Saturday is something different. Is that what you're saying, Tony? We need to find.
I'm looking for something different. Is that what you're telling me?
We need something different.
Yeah, I want to see changes. I want to see those, a lot of those mistakes corrected, but they haven't done it so far. And I'm not just talking this year, or last year, or the year before. It's been there. See, so who they play this weekend? Who they play Saturday? They play at home, right?
Yeah, they're playing at
They're
home.
at home.
Playing at home against the Bills.
I've got some relatives coming in from Connecticut, 5 of them that are going to the game.
Awesome.
Now you taking them to the game?
Beg your pardon?
You taking them to the game?
No.
Oh, you're going to set up the TV, right? So they can watch it. There you go.
No.
There's nothing wrong with that.
They're going to
Now-
Heinz Field. I'm staying home.
I've been hearing all these things about the Browns. Everybody said, watch out for them, watch out. I don't know what they did to get this watch out for them, but evidently they did something. God forbid that they get better than we do. Are we in trouble?
I wouldn't worry about that. I had about a half an eye on them on Saturday night, and it didn't look any different than normal. Funny thing is, all the exhibition games pretty much look like the Steelers game did. But
I understand that.
The funny thing about Manziel was.
But see, we do that in the regular season. That's what I'm getting at.
Oh yeah. The funny thing about Manziel was that every time he would go back to pass, he would wait till everything broke down and he'd just run. So it's not.
All right, that's enough of that. Because it was an exhibition game.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Pirates.
Who?
Make it quick, Tony. We got to get to the. Not too quick, but you know what I'm saying.
All right, real quick. Now here comes Detroit in, right? The powerful team. And then they have who? They have
At Washington.
Yeah, but who's coming in there is St. Louis is coming in, Cincinnati is coming in, and
their next 22 games are against playoff teams, against teams that are in the playoff race.
Well, and here they are. Nobody helped. The management didn't help that team out one bit.
No, they didn't.
Now I just seen on TV where McCutcheon went on 15-day disabled list.
Right, which is really only 8 days, but.
Yeah, right, because it went back to the 4th of August.
Sure.
All right, I'll let you guys go. And
before you go, I want you to feel confident about the Buccos tonight. So I have a number for you. You ready?
Okay.
And that is that Justin Verlander is pitching for the Tigers tonight. Now he's not having his best year, but he's going out there. Actually, what it is, it's Kate Upton's fault. That he needs to call Rory McIlroy and have a discussion with him, and he can get that ERA down a couple of points if he just puts Kate Upton to the curb. But I can understand why he doesn't want to kick Kate Upton to the curb. But here's the number. Justin Verlander is going for his 15th consecutive win against a National League team.
All right.
His all-time interleague record is 25-2. That's with 4-0 against the Pirates. I'm sure we have a chance tonight.
Oh yeah, we always have a chance.
Yeah.
All right, Tony.
All right, guys.
Thanks,
have a good one, and we'll talk to you next week.
Enjoy your prizes from last week.
Oh, beautiful.
Tell
let's see.
us.
I had carnivores.
Right.
I had Golden Dawn.
Right.
I had Krause's.
All right.
Elena's.
Right.
And then the salami.
Yeah.
I'm starting a salami emporium. You guys you get hungry for salami, I'm selling them.
He turned his garage into a meat locker.
Oh, gosh. All right, Tony.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.
Thanks,
Have
Tony.
a great week. We're going to
Appreciate
take a break here. We're going to go to the studio audience. Since we haven't spoken to John in a while, I want to get him up.
All right.
You think he's going to talk hockey?
I think he'll talk. I know
I
that.
know he'll talk.
I guarantee he's going to talk. We can ask him how summer was in Virginia.
I do have a thing that I want to post to the audience here tonight. Let's just say, for argument's sake, that Walker is able to come back quick. I did put the batting averages up,
Okay,
by
and
the way.
you filled your spots.
I've got my infield and my outfield set. We're not going to do anything with a catcher because Russell Martin will be the guy.
Right.
And
He's at least not hurt yet.
right. So anyway, I'll make it real quick here as we go to the break. I'm going to shift Alvarez to first.
He's going to be there soon.
Walker will remain at second. Nick's at third.
All right.
Not a bad arm, by the way.
No, he can play third base.
Yeah.
His question's batting.
And of course, Jordy Mercer has short iced. Harrison in left, Marte in center, Polanco in right, and the guys are going to sit on my lineup anyway. It'd be Sanchez, Ike Davis, Martinez, Snyder, and Barnes. Although I do like Snyder's, coming off the bench as a pinch hitter.
I don't think I could disagree with any of that.
But anyway, if you want to comment, fine. In the meantime, let's go for the break, folks. We're coming back. And then John from Springdale, I think he's still calling that home, will be up first when we return. Stay with us.
Myrna's Brewery Outlet on Carl Avenue in New Kensington has 16-ounce Budweiser and Bud Light aluminum bottles for just $21.99. Stop by Myrna's Brewery in New Kensington and pick up some cold Bud Light. Here we go.
Westmoreland Insurance Services isn't like your ordinary insurance agency. Not only can you get a variety of quotes from leading insurance companies, but you can purchase that protection through Westmoreland Insurance. Accidents happen. Are you prepared? You can be with a wide range of homeowners insurance options from Westmoreland Insurance Services, putting your family's safety in their family's hands for almost 40 years. Give them a call, 724-337-3557. My first book on sports is available not only through the internet, but at various local businesses in the AK Valley. It's Bob Tattern's Sports Minutes. Short sports stories, odd and unusual, fascinating and funny, only take about a minute to read. Go online to doubletripplebob.com where links are provided for Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Word Association to get book information. Get your copy locally at Costello Printing in Tarentum, Blackburn's in Tarentum, Myrna's Brewery Outlet in New Kensington, or the Hot Dog Guys Lower Borough.
What is it that makes a Husqvarna dealer a Husqvarna dealer? Well, just look close at the engineering in our outdoor power equipment. We're known for high performance and reliability in everything we make. So is it any wonder your Husqvarna dealer is also known for high performance and reliability in everything they do? With a nationwide network of Husqvarna dealers, there's one just around the corner.
Allegheny Beverage on Freeport Road in Natrona Heights has Natural Light and Natural Ice 30 packs for just $14.99. Stop by Allegheny Beverage on Freeport Road and pick up some cold natty light or ice. Here we go.
When we get to it, the Sportsline Mystery Profile, sponsored by Mattio's Pizza and Subs, located in Brackenridge Heights. I'll tell you what, you try their pizza. And they do have fantastic pizza. They have gyro sandwiches, subs and hoagies, calzones, strombolis, the wingdings, and lots more. And if you're going to be watching a ball game, go ahead and place an order. Give them a call at 724-904-7312.
It'll make NFL exhibition go a lot faster.
Yeah, I chose to watch the Pirates.
Right.
And that's what I wanted
Well,
to
I was
do.
somewhere where I could watch both, and
So,
I made that. By the way, I have a confession to make.
Yes.
I've gone the first 23 minutes and 45 seconds of tonight's show, and I did not mute my computer. Luckily, no noise came out and ruined the show.
Yeah.
So
I hate when that happens.
I need 40 lashes for that. That was
All right. John, welcome. I see you've got your Faneca shirt
He's
on.
throwing Alan Faneca on us.
You know, it's good to bring back the classics every so
That is a
often.
good one, too.
You know, everyone forgets about the lineman, not this guy.
No, John, you got the lineman beard.
Well, I mean, I played one for long enough, so
Exactly.
it was bad. I was up in the broadcast booth in Erie, and I had myself and another former lineman, and we're on this massive breakaway run for a touchdown, and we're both going, "Look, did you see that block? That block
Exactly.
back there was amazing." We're completely forgetting
I'm
about the running
completely the
backs.
opposite. I watch the ball. I'm a ball watching. It's where's the ball? Who has it?
Never get two linemen in a booth. That's what
Yeah,
it really comes down
It's
to.
good to have one, though, at least. That's for sure.
One helps.
By the way, this is our first opportunity since the tragedy occurred last Wednesday to pass our condolences along to the Cornett family and the entire Borough football team with the loss of Noah Cornett, who died at age 16. And I can remember, and John, I'm not going to, delay you much longer to get on, but Ron Wall, who played basketball for Valley, passed away of a heart attack, playing not on the court, but I believe it was at a practice session. That was in 1968. Bruce Finnan, also for Valley, I believe it was an exhibition game. Coach Mike Rice had just reached over and grabbed his wrist to say, "You're going in," and he died right on the spot.
Oh my.
And you're the gentleman from Highlands.
Ryan Richards last year, and it was last summer in that car wreck, right? And it's like you said. I had seen a note from Mike White that this was the first WPIAL football-related death on the field or on the practice field since 1980. A young player for Ringgold died in a game in 1980 for Ringgold, and that was the last time that we had an actual in a practice setting on on the field. And it's very, very, very sad. And like I said, too much of this the last couple summers.
Boy, I'm telling you, it can work on you. But anyway, John, sorry to. But I did want to get that in.
No, that's important. It's I hate to take it to a lighter note, but
Please do.
I have a history of coming on here and mentioning that everyone loves the prodigal sons of Pittsburgh. Plaxico Burress comes back, everyone loves him. Alex Kovalev comes back, everyone loves him. Yager was talking about coming back, and everyone loved him. But there's no love for Potato Pete, the pierogi, coming back after the injury. And I just want to say that I am outraged at the lack of love for Potato Pete.
Potato Pete is the Roy Hobbs of pierogies. I dubbed him that last week, and it's like he went away for like 12 years and nobody knew where he was. I was expecting Glenn Close to stand up in the stands while Potato Pete was running in for the victory. Or, does anyone know over the last 12 years what's Barbara Hershey been up to? Did she possibly have anything to do with the disappearance of Potato Pete? I want to know this. But
they've never been seen in the same room at the same time.
And frankly, if Barbara Hershey would like to check in, she could call me. I would be fine with that. But
Mike's not doing anything Saturday, so call
right
before his dance card gets filled.
Before the game starts, we'll go have wings and watch the game. But
I'm sure that's high on their list.
It's really high on Barbara Hershey's list, yeah. But John, I noticed that Potato Pete, I think what it was is I think there probably was an issue with a costume and they were too cheap to buy new ones, so they just took that one out of mothballs. That's kind of the way the Pirates go. And the great thing was that who was it that got hurt? Sauerkraut Saul, is that what it was?
That was Cheese Chester.
Cheese Chester's injury, right. So actually what happened was he's been hurt for like 2 weeks, but the Pirates still haven't put him on the disabled list. They're thinking he can come back any day now. So that's what that's all about.
Well, you guys asked me about hockey. I was going to ask about are the Bills going to stay in Buffalo, but
very interesting, isn't it? The most hated man in Buffalo is John Bon Jovi.
Who knew?
Who knew? But
yeah, but I mean, now that you pointed out, I really haven't.
Toronto seems to be where everybody wants to go, and there's a spot in LA if anybody wants to go out there too. So
aren't the Raiders heading to San Antonio?
Either they went. Mark Davis actually took a trip to San Antonio and looked at the facilities and to see what's going on, because that is not going to be possible for the Raiders and the A's to both stay in that stadium. Paul says it's not a dump. There's every time it rains more than a half an inch, raw sewage floods the locker rooms. That doesn't count as a dump.
That's because,
well,
I mean, that's Mellon Arena level of bad, really.
Right,
so.
Exactly. That place was a dump, and they needed to be fixed.
I'm going to get hate mail for that now, I'm sure. But, everyone loves that dome now that it's gone. But when you're there and you're trying to crowd your way through the concourses.
Oh, the concourses were terrible.
That was the worst thing.
It was awful trying to get through there. They built it for the size of people in 1960, not the size of people in 2005. And now that became a problem.
Like SUVs on the roads. Who knew?
Who knew?
Who saw that coming? Well, I mean, I think the Penguins are going to be at least halfway more decent. They've cleared out a lot of old blood, and I think the Pittsburgh sports bubble, as I like to call it, where only good news exists, and we wear black and gold colored glasses on a regular basis, as per tradition, that I think we've cleared out a lot of this, and hopefully we can understand that maybe the Penguins aren't the best team on paper ever created, that they're not all going to the Hall of Fame, and people like James Neal are not going to win 5 straight Stanley Cups. I think it's good that we got some people out of there. I'm so glad Bilesma is gone. That was my biggest concern. Little surprised at getting rid of the GM, but when you're going to clean house, clean house.
Clean house, exactly.
And, I think that we got some good things going. I've heard from one of those people who say they're an inside source. I'm sure you guys know how that goes. Mm-hmm. They said James Neal was a major locker room problem.
That's the rumor.
He is, yeah.
So, the one thing I think we are missing is that older guy, that Bill Guerin, to come in and just knock Crosby around every so often in the locker room. I heard a story back the first time they played the Flyers in the playoffs where he kept putting pacifiers in Crosby's locker room stall just to remind him of what the rest of those people thought about him.
That's right.
And that got him going, that got him up, that got him angry. And we need those things. They're all too complacent. The yacht club mentality that happened after Scotty Bowman is back, and we got to shake that up. And that's how we won a cup, and it's a shame we haven't won more with that roster.
Yeah, and I think that what you said about, the best team on paper that we constantly heard about over and over and over again, the problem was they really weren't. And just because you have a lot of talent and you have a nice fantasy roster doesn't necessarily make it a good roster to go out there and win games on the ice. And I think that was a problem for them. And as distasteful as a guy like Steve Downey is, you need people like that.
Absolutely.
You need people like that. Now, is anyone going to touch Crosby now? They might once, and it'll be once because he'll go crazy. And the thing you'll have to remember about him is you're going to have to tell yourself that just be patient and take a breath when he does something, invariably does something stupid, because he will. Unprovoked, he'll do something stupid and take a 4-minute penalty or something, and they may blow a game in November because of that, or February. But guess what?
He'll send a message.
The message could be sent, and it needs to be about the team, and that was the other thing. I think there were 20 individuals on that team as far as I was concerned, and I think that needs to change too. I don't know if Mike Johnson's the guy to do that or not. All I know is that he very much impressed me when I've heard him. He seems like he kind of reminds me of a Bob Johnson type in the way that, not the legendary Badger Bob type of thing that we've heard about, but just the way that he is hockey from the minute he wakes up till the minute he goes to bed, and it's X's, it's O's, it's okay, we could try this, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and I'm just not so sure that Bilesma was really that, well, we know now. And I was slower to come to this realization than others, as John will. John tried to pound me on that for years, and finally he brought me around. Brought me around. When it come to making an adjustment or anything like that, he just couldn't. And it was just he had one way he was going to do it, and that's the way it was going to have to be. And other teams adjusted to it, and the Penguins were never able to adjust back, and that's why they blew series leads. I mean, they blew 3-1 leads and whatever, because once the other team made an adjustment, they never had anything to come back with.
And I've heard very much that he was overly complicated with the X's and O's, trying to draw up these plays. You have people who leave the Penguins roster, and I'm blanking on the name. Ben Lovejoy, thank you. When Ben Lovejoy left, he went from next to nothing on the Penguins. I mean, relatively speaking, it's the Penguins roster.
Well, he was a seventh defenseman, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. And he went up to a major player.
He's a top 4. Guess who was at Steeler camp today, John?
Was it Bruce Boudreau?
Bruce Boudreau, Ducks coach Bruce Boudreau shows up at Steeler camp today. He was hanging out with Sweezum. They're both Canadian. I guess that must be it. I don't know. He's the kicking Canuck,
that's really a slur, depending on where you go. But then there's a hockey team named that, so it's like, I hear it on the radio and I cringe. But at the same time, Vancouver.
You have your Redskin thing there, and you.
Well, yes.
By the way, Redskins. Is that enough for today?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I want to say it as many times as I possibly
can. The University of Minnesota will not be pleased with that, so I hope you guys don't plan on being
Well, that's
up
great.
there.
You throw me in we'll lump me in with all the. I'll bet the University of Wisconsin won't be either if you really want to get down to it, or Cal Berkeley. But we'll talk about that. Well, they changed into IUP changed. IUP was the Indians, and they changed to something really stupid.
They're Red Hawks?
The Red Hawks, or some such craziness like that. The University of Miami at Ohio were the Indians. They changed to something also equally stupid.
Yeah.
But North Dakota will be on your side because they don't have a nickname.
Yeah, the Fighting Sioux. Well, yeah, they got rid of the Fighting Sioux.
And they're nothing.
And
they
they're
have
just
no
North
nickname.
Dakota
They are
because
UND.
It was
What
almost
is so wrong with that nickname?
They almost I don't know. Maybe
there are 2 Sioux tribes up there, and they got permission from both. And with lobbying or something recently, one of the tribes pulled out. So, as per the agreement, they have to have both tribes. They no longer did, and
Okay.
they
Well, that's what Florida State, they're in good with the Seminole tribe in Florida,
Right.
and they even have that's an actual Seminole Indian that comes out there on the horse before the game and throws the spear.
And I think it's fantastic. I'm sure it can be done correctly, and I think those guys do. Redskins, well, that's different debate, but
Not in my mind, it isn't, but
well, it goes between football fans are all for keeping the name, non-football fans are all, why do you have this name? So think where the money is.
The left is why do we have this name.
Wow.
That's what it is.
Amen.
It is a political argument, plain and simple. There's nothing else to it other than that. And that's where you're at.
I think they should change the logo to a potato and then keep
That's
the
what
Redskins.
Kornheiser always said, change it to a potato, keep them the Redskins, and there you go.
All right. Yeah, that would be great.
Right?
There you go.
Works for
Red-skin
me.
potatoes. John, you want to do trivia?
Makes
Name your
everybody
poison.
happy.
Bring me the trivia. What do you? If you have a hockey question at any level, I'll
Well, I
take it.
can't. The multiple choices go in order.
There's not one here.
No, there's no. Yeah,
Okay.
there's no hockey there.
You already answered it. What hockey coach was the Steeler candidate? You don't get a prize for that, but you knew the answer.
Well, I'm glad I knew something.
So name your poison. Mystery profile, Grand Salami.
Give me a multiple choice rather than embarrassing myself and wasting
right.
the profile. At least I can hand that off to one of these two.
We start tonight with number 6, so if they're ready in the control room, we're going to go with that number 6. Who was the first major leaguer to be named to his league's all-star team at 3 different positions? How about that? Pete Rose, Jose Oquendo, Bert Campaneris, Harmon Killebrew, among those 4.
I know you guys like Harmon Killebrew, so I'm going to go with that.
Oh, are you correct?
Bob tried to throw you with Jose Oquendo and Bert Campaneris because those guys are famous for playing all 9 positions in the same game.
And Pete Rose, 9 uniforms. in
Yeah,
one
Pete Rose
game.
played for
And
everyone.
he wanted to sell them all.
Yes, and Pete Rose played for everyone and bet on everyone. So that was Pete's deal. But
All right.
way to go,
John,
John.
we'll have a prize coming out to you now. I have your Springdale address.
We'll figure
And
that out after
okay,
the show.
let me
'cause
know.
it's-
Let me know. In the
Yeah,
meantime,
I can always hand it off to my mother, and she can have a nice prize.
Okay.
of it.
There you go.
We go for a break. We're going to be coming back, and I think we have a phone call. So we're going to do that next right here on Sportsline Trivia. Stay with us. Welcome to Buffalo Bill's Roadhouse, the place for big appetites. Their great sandwich selection includes the Geronimo, piled high with generous portions of meat and fixings. Their barbecue ribs are the best in town. Half rack or full rack, they don't come better. Buffalo Bill's wings are everybody's favorite. Uniquely oven-baked, not deep-fried, and yet so crispy. Your choice of 13 flavored seasonings. Grab a bucket for the big game. Eat in or take out, credit cards accepted. Buffalo Bill's Roadhouse, Freeport Road, New Kensington, across from Felderelli Square.
For over 38 years and 3 generations, Arnold Furniture has been the area's favorite furniture store. We have over 4 floors of living rooms, dining rooms, recliners, bedding, carpeting, and so much more.
You'll always find friendly personal service from one of the family.
And our prices consistently beat the competition, plus free local delivery and free setup guaranteed. Visit Arnold Furniture online at arnoldfurnitureinc.com or stop in and see us today.
AKLC Studios LLC is the place for your video and multimedia needs. Let AKLC Studios produce a unique television commercial for your business. At your location or in our studios, we're here to meet your needs. Ever want your own television show? Let us show you how. AKLC Studios LLC can even tape your special events and weddings. Whatever your multimedia need, call AKLC Studios LLC in Leechburg today. Professional quality at hometown prices. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
I recommend a quick trip down to Tower Auto Sales if you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle. Check in with Mike Fanto. He runs the place down there. Just buy it is their motto. Best products, the best selection, best customer communication, best service after the sale. That's important. Tower Auto Sales, Freeport Road in Blawnox. Give Mike a call at 412-828-6202. Okay, we've got Chris on the line. Chris from Lower Borough. Good evening.
Hi, Bob. Hi, Mike. How you guys doing?
Good,
Okay.
Chris. How are you?
Chris, can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can hear you real good.
Okay, good.
Okay, what I was questioning about, I mean, that's the second time in how many years for a race car accident like that? Oh, geez, I mean, it's hard to believe.
Oh, the Tony Stewart incident.
Yeah, Tony. Yeah, that was really. I was really shocked to see something like that. I actually did. I used to go down to Lernerville Motordrome and Jennerstown. I seen a guy actually spin out of the car and get killed. Right there, the car caught on fire. I said it's hard to stomach at it when you see it. It's the second time I've heard about it. I only seen it once physically, but I'll tell you, it's hard to think. What about that? And going back to the baseball thing, he's on the 15 days. He's on that disabled release till the 17th. That guy we were talking about. I forget his name right now.
Yeah.
But it's retro.
Yeah, it's retroactive. They can go back, I guess, to when the last time he played, which was last Sunday. So I guess he'd be eligible to come off next Monday or Tuesday.
I knew that. I just couldn't get the name out. So do you think that's going to hurt the thing, especially against Detroit and being off for a while, or do you think? How do you think the Detroit series is going to turn out?
Detroit's got a couple of strong arms that are down for a while,
and they're struggling too. They got to play 2 at home, and then Wednesday and Thursday they play at Detroit. They play 4 games, and it's a 2-2. But because for some reason Major League Baseball has deemed that is the Pirates' natural rival in the American League. So we play in 2 series. I don't know. I would figure Cleveland would make more sense, but they make cross Cleveland with Cincinnati, so they play each other. But it's gonna be tough. And I mentioned earlier.
This is a totally different season without Jim Leyland there. It hasn't been as great as it would have been with him there. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I said it wouldn't have been the great. It wouldn't have been as good. It would have been a better season. Jim Leyland would have still been in charge, I think.
Yeah, he's good and retired, Jim Leyland, right now. He's happy to not be there any longer. Brad Osmus, good young manager they have there now, so he's doing a decent job, but they're struggling in the late innings. Their bullpen is a big question to the Tigers, and maybe if you hold close, you can. They played 19 innings yesterday. They had to bring up like 3 pitchers today to try to fill some spots from all the relievers that they used. So
it's going to be like the Pirates were without him. They'll go 20 years without a championship too.
Well, they won in 1984, but they've at least won a couple of pennants since then. So Kansas City's the one to keep your eye on.
It's going to be the same way. Okay.
Yeah. All right, Chris, let's go to trivia. You ready?
Multiple choice, please.
All right, Michael.
All right, Chris, here we go. This is baseball. Multiple choice. Who was the first major leaguer to have a home run taken away via the replay rule? The first major leaguer to have a home run taken away by the new video replay rule. Was it Jason Bay, Nelson Cruz, Mark Teixeira, or Adam LaRoche?
Adam LaRoche.
That is correct. 2 for 2. Back to back.
Okay.
All right, Chris. Adam LaRoche in 2009.
All right, talk to you later.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Let's go to the limo man who's on the air now. Welcome to the program.
Ranch and Sweet Troy Tulowitzki's already had 21 home runs.
And he's been on the disabled list for like 2 months.
And Trout has had 74 runs, and McCutcheon 306 average, and he's on the DL.
Yeah, he is finally today.
Yeah.
What is that noise? What is that? Do you have your TV on or something? What is that? I'm hearing a female
my
voice
son
breaking
is,
in.
ordering stuff at McDonald's.
Oh, ordering stuff at McDonald's. You're at the drive-thru.
Yeah,
Oh, gosh.
we have coupons for that.
I got you. Yeah.
Get the dinner box.
It says in the paper, McCutcheon, not on the DL, but that's not true.
Right, he just right. They just put him on
happened.
this evening, right around maybe 5 o'clock, 5:30.
Yeah, wait a minute. Don't hang up on me.
Okay.
1 second.
It's the 2 weeks in a row the guys put us on hold. What is this?
Extra fries, please.
Wait a minute.
Oh, Lord.
He doesn't have the correct change, does he? This is a first. This is a television first. This is live coverage of drive-thru at McDonald's, and they don't even sponsor us.
Marlon Byrd still wants to come here. If he did, he'd be an off-the-bench guy.
Well, they were never going to claim him. I don't think they did. He did go through the waiver process last week. And,
no, he did. Nobody claimed him.
Either that or he was claimed and pulled back, but they didn't move him. He's still there with the Phillies, and he'll be there through next year, I guess.
$8 million a year.
Yeah, that's more than the Pirates are willing to pay, I think.
Probably right.
She thought it was funny.
Starling Marte returned, and Alvarez is inactive.
Right. That's where you're at. And Alvarez now is working out at first base, Limo, and it looks like
He's got a good teacher, Gabby Sanchez.
Right, exactly. I guess Bob Robertson wasn't available. But it looks like we could see him over at first base here pretty soon, so we'll see.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Got something else to tell you.
Okay. Well,
Bruce, airtime is airtime. It's valuable.
it is.
How you doing?
This is scintillating.
Bruce, we got
All
to
right,
go.
time for multiple choice.
Okay.
All right, my turn, I guess it
Yes.
is. Let me get my orbs on.
Lucky you, this is a McDonald's question.
Are you ready, Bruce?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, name the only player to lead his league in home runs and also make the most errors in the same season. Imagine that.
Speaking of Pedro.
Was it Dick Stewart, Ernie Banks, Rocky Colavito, or Reggie Jackson?
For who?
You tell Elise I said so.
I didn't hear what you said.
Dick Stewart, Ernie Banks, Rocky Colavito, or Reggie Jackson?
Rocky Calavito.
Well, I'm sorry, believe it or not, Hall of Famer Ernie Banks in 1959. I'm not sure of those numbers, but he led the league in home runs. Maybe we can check it out, Mike.
Maybe we can. We will do
In
that.
1959,
I will
and
effort.
also led the National League in most errors. Bruce, thanks for the call.
1 minute.
So long, Limo.
All right, John, or I'm sorry. No, let's get our next subject up here.
Our next subject.
Waiting for my food. So
Here's your first subject. Go.
What's the who's doing the pretzel bun?
Wendy's.
Oh, is it
Oh,
Wendy's?
how could you not know with the redhead singing all those ads for the
that's
fire game?
right,
Oh my
the
God.
redhead.
Maybe it was Winkies. I don't know.
Yeah, there's no Winkies in Wilmerding, by the way. Don't bother. A big wink. There you go, Bill. Some of us remember.
Yeah, those
It was
were,
right down in Parnassus there where the
those
Arby's
were the
is.
good times.
Yeah.
I'm going to send my condolences out to the Cornett family too.
Very nice.
So
Thank you, sir.
I'll be there. Will Borough have anything for him week 2 against Shadyside?
I don't know.
I
That
would
is their-
imagine they would.
That's her first home game, so they may do something.
Yeah.
I don't. I haven't heard anything
Right,
further.
right. So I'll be there that week. So
They do have a game scheduled with the Katanning
On Saturday.
first Saturday in October.
Is it the
Right.
500th
They're gonna
game
have-
of all time or something?
Anyway, they're going to have every living coach that ever walked the Borough sidelines present that night. And they're all going to be introduced, and that's going to be a big night for sure.
I'm gonna have to make it a point to be there.
Okay?
I think I'll show up that night.
I had a question about McCutcheon. I saw him throwing the ball around in the dugout a couple times this week. Do you think he's really that injured?
Sure. I mean, if
Really?
you pulled
No, I'm not being.
the cartilage away from your rib, what do you think? I mean,
Well, I wouldn't be.
I'm
No,
sure
I'm not
he's
being
jaking-
funny.
I'm
I'm
sure
just.
he's jaking it. I mean, why would he want to play?
I mean, I'm not being funny. It was curious.
He
like,
was busy trying to show them how hurt he's not, so they wouldn't put him on the disabled list.
Well, he
And
should get out there and play like his buddy Kurt Gibson
And he-
did in the World Series twice.
And he fooled him for a week.
He
and
had
now
bad
finally
knees.
Finally, cooler heads prevailed down there, and they finally set him down for a while.
If someone can play with bad knees, I think bad ribs, I guess you could play too.
Ever see how hard he swings?
No.
Okay.
How about all
that could be
all
an
those
I just found it
sellouts, too?
interesting, that's all, just.
Okay. I'm not.
Even if he played for one of my favorites, I'd question it too. So it's like it was if he was that injured or not. If I missed something or whatever. So
I know some guys would go out if they had an eyelash flutter.
Baseball is it's definitely the baseball thing.
oh, okay.
Baseball is disabled list. Football is the rest of the game. Hockey, stitch me up and put me back in there next period.
Right.
That's kind of the way it works, and it's the mentality of the whole thing. And hangnails in baseball can tend to.
Speaking of injuries to baseball players, there's a lady who came from Paris who came to New York to make her home, became a baseball fan, loving the game, and she's putting out trading cards. And the only genre is that it must be a player that was injured. If you remember Glenn Allen Hill,
right,
who had a dream about spiders. He was so, he got into sleepwalking. He walked right through a glass table.
He was arachnophobic.
And he was off for a while. They talked about, Nolan Ryan stuck his hand into a dog pen, got bit by a coyote.
Wow.
Got other guys that were putting on.
And the made-up ones. Clint Barmas has one.
Which is?
Which was that it was walking up the steps carrying deer meat.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
And he fell. And then there are the ones that they make up. There are the ones that they say X happened when really Y happened. If you remember, Clark Hagans for the Steelers had the terrible weight room accident where he dropped the barbells on his hand and broke his hand. Well, actually, he broke his hand on someone else's jaw in a bar. John Smiley for the Pirates in Atlanta slammed his pitching hand in a cab door. What actually happened was he slammed his pitching hand into someone's jaw in a bar. The bar fights never seem to come up. They come up with really interesting ways to cover these up. So those are a couple that come to mind. Right. Clint Barmas had that one, yeah.
All right. I think I'll try. I didn't win last week. No, I didn't get the Tinker Toy question right.
Oh, you went 0 for. That's right.
Yeah. Now, since I missed that, am I eligible for the Grand Salami or no? To try that or?
No, yeah, because you can only win one of them once a month. You want to try Grand Salami?
Okay, I'll try Grand Salami 4.
Number 4. Is it my turn, Mike, or yours?
I don't remember. It's my turn.
It's your turn.
All right, Paul.
Number 4, guys.
Number 4, Grand Salami. Who holds the Pittsburgh Steelers rushing record for one game? The Steelers' single game rushing record.
Just to guess, Jerome Bettis?
That is a very good guess. Unfortunately, you're one guy off. It's Willie Parker. Oh. Willie Parker with 223 against the Browns in 2006. It was on a very, very, very cold Thursday.
And not Dave Stargell, right?
It was no one like that. It wasn't. And how about this? Now, this is for the 3 rooms of carpeting.
In the Spiegel catalog.
And the gift selection of the Spiegel catalog. And
an all-expense paid trip to Cheswick.
The Comcast catalog.
Okay. And the Winky's gift certificate.
Whose record did Willie Parker break?
Ooh.
Willie Parker had this record in 2006.
I know who I just named, Jerome Bettis.
No.
Foster?
Frenchie Fuqua.
Oh my gosh, the goldfish guy.
The Cadillac is safe.
All right,
for
guys.
Another week.
Hey, Paul, thank you. We got to take a break.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, break time. We're coming back. We do have one more guest in the studio. We want to at least say hello. Give this gentleman a chance to win something.
Sure.
Back in a flash.
Allegheny Beverage on Freeport Road in Natrona Heights has Natural Light and Natural Ice 30 packs for just $14.99. Stop by Allegheny Beverage on Freeport Road and pick up some cold, natty light or ice. Here we go.
This is where you get the absolute freshest deli meats and cheeses. Fazio's Italian Deli in Arnold. At Fazio's, you're getting only the best and freshest selection. Fazio's has its own bakery and offers you fresh baked bread, rolls, pastries, and more. Pick up individual salads to go, Italian sausages, hoagies, custom-made sandwiches, even party trays for your next get-together. Freshness and quality every time at Fazio's Italian Deli, Leishman and Dre in Arnold.
There once was a hungry road that wouldn't let drivers get very far. It wore out their tires, forcing them to buy new ones. Then along came the Michelin Man who proved the right tire changes everything. With long-lasting tires in place, those drivers were back on the road to saving money. Drive it longer with the Michelin Defender tire, backed by a 90,000-mile limited warranty. Michelin, a better way forward.
Available at Highland Tire under the bridge in Tarentum and Freeport Road, Natrona Heights. Westmoreland Insurance Services isn't like your ordinary insurance agency. Not only can you get a variety of quotes from leading insurance companies, but you can purchase that protection through Westmoreland Insurance. Westmoreland provides a full range of coverage for all of your automobile needs. Westmoreland Insurance Services, putting your family's safety in their family's hands for almost 40 years. Give them a call, 724-337-3557.
Myrna's Brewery Outlet on Carl Avenue in New Kensington has 16-ounce Budweiser and Bud Light aluminum bottles for just $21.99. Stop by Myrna's Brewery in New Kensington and pick up some cold Bud Light. Here we go.
Don't forget my radio show, Saturday mornings, WAVL. They're on the AM dial, 9:10 on the dial, at 10 o'clock for Sports World. We got Philip from Springdale here on the show tonight. Philip, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me, guys.
And you are captain of the Pittsburgh Penguins, is that it?
Is that true?
Well, I could probably play as well as he does sometimes.
All right,
you know?
now you're a college student right now, right?
No, I'm graduated.
Oh, you're done totally?
I'm done.
Oh,
actually.
you were ahead of John. I thought you were a year behind.
No,
John. You look younger.
Oh, thank you. No, I'm actually done with 2 degrees now, actually. So.
Oh, that's excellent.
Ooh.
Yes.
And then they were in what?
Bachelor's was business marketing management from Penn State.
Okay.
And then I finished my master's in teaching from Pitt.
Wow.
Pitt. It's wonderful. You did both. That's pretty.
I know, divided house. Yeah.
It is. That works. Hey, it's all about the degree, I guess. It's the important part. So what do you got for us?
Well, you know, we watched a video the other day about the NFL and Roger Goodell, and it was about Roger Goodell needing to resign finally because of the whole Ray Rice. Thank you, Ray Rice thing. And I was kind of thinking, you know, what are your guys' thoughts on how it was handled? I mean, in my mind, I feel it was a weak suspension. I mean, they should have thrown the book at him in my mind, but I'm just curious what your thoughts are, guys.
And I'll make mine quick, Mike. I agree with him when I heard that was it a 2-game suspension?
2-game,
period, for doing what he did. And he wants to keep the image of the game at its highest level. 2 games, nowhere near enough.
No, I don't think so either. And it was kind of the way it was handled too is interesting because he's kind of disappeared. He hasn't been anywhere to answer a question about it. And he's in hiding. It almost seems. And you know there was one scrum at the Hall of Fame. I saw people threw a microphone in his face and he spouted off something about, well, you know, I'm not here to set precedent or whatever. Then why in the world did you suspend Roethlisberger for 6 games or whatever it was? With no charges, no anything. So I don't know. But the thing with him, and this has been very, very consistent, is that that is his inconsistency, and that's the way that he's meted out punishments for whatever the situations have been, for whatever they are, unless they're spelled out in the collective bargaining agreement like the drug suspensions are. That he's all over the map, and it's almost like he's throwing darts. And okay, you get 2, or whatever. And supposedly the thing that turned this in Rice's favor was that the wife came and basically, you know, spoke on his behalf. And it's like, okay,
where are your brains? Where are your brains?
Exactly.
All right, we got to do trivia because we got to wrap things up here tonight. Do you want to do multiple choice? Make it easy on us.
Make it easy on me too.
Okay. The question number 9 for you, Philip, here we go. Okay. Who is the only American leaguer to win a batting title in a season in which he did not hit a home run? Rod Carew, Julio Franco, Wade Boggs, or Ichiro Suzuki?
I'm taking a shot out here, but Rod Carew, the first one?
You got it, Rod Carew.
correct.
We have a winner.
Awesome.
And because you are a first-time participant, 2 prizes. Make sure we have your address, and we'll get it going. Folks, we got to wrap it up for tonight. Michael, good to have you aboard here
Always
tonight.
fun.
Back next week at the same time. I'm Bob Tattern.
I'm Mike Pavlik.
And good night. Thank you for watching Sportsline, brought to you by Ace Hardware, New Kensington, AKLC Studios in Leechburg, Arnold Furniture, 5th Avenue, Buffalo Bills, New Kensington, Fazio's Deli and Meats in Arnold, Highland Tire, Toronto and Natrona Heights, Mattio's Pizza and Subs, Brackenridge Heights, Resevich Family Funeral Homes, Lower Burl in Arnold, 380 Discount Warehouse, Murraysville, Tower Auto in Blawnox, and Westmoreland Insurance Services of New Kensington.